The next thing we're going to take a look at is your personal log. And by log, it's sort of similar to a vessel's log. Activities are recorded in the log. Given that the SMS system is a database program, what happens is that anytime a form is submitted by perhaps your coxswain or your training officer or your unit leader that might be a report of a tasking or an incident that you were on, or a training session that you were involved in, these all will show up in your log. So you can kind of take a look at what you've been doing and how active you've been by viewing your own log. So what we're going to do right now, MJ, is just take a look at a log that has some entries in it. We've logged back out and logged back in as myself. So if we click on log once again under my own personal tab on this main menu, we will see a log that has some entries recorded. Now this goes back a few months really to what I was doing during the summer of 2008 during the active SAR season. So as we scroll down, you'll sort of see that there's quite a number of entries here. Some of them are more recent as well. Now, for example, down on August 16, 2008, I attended a tasking off of Grimsby, Ontario, where we were searching for a vessel possibly in distress. Someone on shore had seen a flare. So we were out for a couple of hours, 2.9 hours on that event. Other items you'll see was a first aid course that I attended, as well as a SAR instructor's course last February. So there's all types of information that ends up being entered into here. And as I say, a lot of this is populated automatically by the reports that are submitted by your training officers and your unit leaders or your crew captain. Okay? Now perhaps what I'll do is log back in as our friend John Doe once again, and I'll show you how you could create a log entry for yourself. That'll just take a moment while we log out and log back in. So now that we're logged back in as John Doe once again, if we go back under John Doe's tab to his personal information, we see the log once again. By clicking on the log, once again you'll note that all of these text items are blue, which means they take you to other activities. It brings up the log for John Doe that we were looking at previously, which is currently blank. At the bottom of this, you'll see that there's a button called New Entry, and if you hold your cursor over that, it says Create a New Log Entry. By clicking on that, it'll bring you to an entry form. It's a very simple form. There's not a lot to put in. Today is February 7th, I believe, which is correct. What we want to do is to enter, if you're doing this for yourself, you would enter some text here which describes the activity or the event that you want to record. So today we might say something like attended SMS video recording. Okay, so what this means here when you see achievement, and if you click on this down arrow, there are not any other options other than NA, but what that means is by achievement, they're asking if there's any certification involved. So if it was a course that you went on, there might have been a certificate or some form of achievement that you would want to record. In this case, because it's a personal entry, that is not accessible. If you did attend any training courses where you received a certification for the course that you did, like a first aid course or perhaps a SAR course, that would be dealt with through your training officers, and your certifications would be entered independently of here. So just by clicking update on this, it created that log entry for you. Okay, so that's another way to also keep your own log up to date for items which are not part of your unit's training or operations. If we go back under John Doe's name once again and click on the log, we'll be able to see the entries that we just created. This is one that I did when I was practicing with this a few days ago prior to this session. That's still there, and you can see that as of today, attended SMS video recording. So now you can sort of see how that affects your own personal log.